Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be having a look at another cat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We had a look at that whole Persian thing recently. I'll pop a link to that one in the description. But suffice to say, Persian is here, and Persian is pretty good to cats. But we're not talking about Persian today. We're talking about Meowstic. And I'll tell you what, this Meowstic could be pretty gosh darn nice. If we start off by having a look at the basics here, it's got 90 HP. Now 90 HP is low, but then again, maybe you end up in Expanded and you've got Level Ball, or maybe Level Ball gets a reprint at one point. 90 HP isn't great at the moment, but I feel like one day it will be again. So that's quite nice. Retreat cost of 1 is nice and low and does give you access to a skateboard. And the weakness to Psychic, that's not ideal, but you got Malamar Dex. It's about it at the moment. And you've only got 90 HP. So it's not like you need to worry too much about weakness here. You're going to be okay. Being a psychic Pokemon does mean you can use stuff like Spell Tag, which is quite nice. And it does mean that we have weakness on something like Buzzwole, which is pretty cool. So I like it. The basics are looking alright here. But what does it actually do? Well, the first attack here for 1 colourless energy lets you draw 3 cards and then you go to sleep. Now, we talked about this because it's a good day for a cat. And it is free if you have a Persian on the field. Soon as Persian comes out, you get to use this for free. And look, I showed you in the Persian video, there are 5 cats that have this basic attack. They all draw cards, they all go to sleep. But Meowstic's the only one that draws 3. And all the others draw 1 or 2. So this is the best version of this attack that we have. That is wonderful. It's still just drawing 3 cards, though, and then you go to sleep. And to be honest, the drawing doesn't bother me too much. It's quite nice. And the going to sleep because of a skateboard, you got free retreat, that doesn't worry me at all. What worries me here, stage 1. So in order to use this attack, you've got to have already had a turn and evolved up. I don't think that's particularly constructive, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look, we had a look at Chatot just earlier, I think today, depending on when this goes up, but probably earlier today. And the thing about Chatot is that you can essentially have a copycat for a single energy. Cool. And that's on a basic. So I'm alright with that. But this is a stage 1, which means it's at least turn 2. Which means you've used a turn. And now you're still not attacking. And if you want to do it for free, you've got to have a Persian out as well. And this is all just a long-winded way of saying that great in a pinch. In a pinch, I love it. If you've really got nothing, this is awesome. But if you're on your second turn and you're using this to draw 3 cards, I think something's probably gone wrong. But we like the second attack an awful lot more here. 1 Psychic, 2 colourless energy, Perplexing Eyes. 70 damage. Until the end of your next turn, the defending Pokemon's weakness is Psychic. Now look, before we even get to the whole making them weak to Psychic, 70, and we see this a lot on Pokemon lately, like the new Mewtwo, that hit for 70. The new Mismagius, that hit for 70. For some reason, a whole bunch of Psychic Pokemon in this set are hitting for a base 70. It's a little bit weird if you ask me. But it's also really relevant, because non-GX Buzzwole's got 130, so 70 with weakness will KO. And the GX Buzzwole's got 190, so with a choice band and weakness, you will get a KO. 70 is in fact the perfect amount of damage with weakness to be getting a one-hit KO on both of the Buzzwole. And it's weird that so many of the Psychic Pokemon in this set hit for exactly 70. And actually, you want one more? The Gengar in this set hits for exactly 70. It is weird how many Pokemon in this set that are Psychic type hit for a base 70. But it's quite nice because of the whole hitting for weakness Buzzwole thing. But the thing is, you're then making anything weak to Psychic the next turn. Which essentially means over 2 turns, you're either doing treble 70 or With a choice band, you're doing treble 100. So if we jump straight to the end of this story, the biggest, baddest, the highest HP Pokemon we've got at the moment is Magikarp and Wailord Tag Team GX. And Magikarp and Wailord Tag Team GX has 300 HP. That is the highest HP we have in the game at the moment. Well, with a choice band, you do 100, and then their weakness becomes Psychic. So then the second attack, you do it again, and all of a sudden, you're hitting 300. This is awesome. You're getting a one-hit KO on Magikarp and Wailord. Two-hit KO. Two-hit KO, that's very important. And frankly, if you're getting a two-hit KO on that, you don't need to be worried about anything. If you're cool with two-hit KOs. And that's what Meowstic comes down to here. Are you cool with two-hit KOs? You got 90 HP. There's a very good chance you're going to be KO'd in between. And you're two-hit KOing. So against something like a Magikarp and Wailord, if your opponent drops something like an Ace Roller, or your opponent drops something like a Max Potion, yeah, all that damage goes away. Now, there is a big difference between the two here. Max Potion means they are still weak to Psychic next turn, you'll be hitting 200. Ace Roller means they're not, because it's a new defending Pokemon. And that's the other thing we need to mention here. The defending Pokemon is weak to Psychic. So if that Pokemon gets out the active, whether it's a Guzma, whether it's an Ace Roller, whatever it might be, if that Pokemon gets out the active, even if they then go back into the active, their weakness has gone away. And they are no longer weak to Psychic. So you've got to start the whole thing over again. So clearly here, ladies and gentlemen, clearly, this is a risky attack. Ace Roller, bad news bears. Max Potion to a lesser extent. Guzma to a lesser extent. And you got 90 HP, there's a good chance you're going to get KO'd in the meantime. Now, if you can KO a Tag Team GX, and all the Tag Team GXs will go down to this. If you can KO a Tag Team GX, and you're giving up, even if they KO you straight back again, you're giving up 2 prizes, they're giving up 3. That's going pretty well in your favour. And look, if you're really worried about Ace Roller, don't forget we got the Mr. Mime in team up that stops Ace Roller. Although it is in and of itself stopped by Alolan Mux, you know, mind games. It really does come down to, are you happy to hit KOing? Because if you are, this is amazing. And if you're not, then you can't play this. I've told you a whole bunch of things that ruin this, and honestly, there's a whole bunch more. The other thing we should remember here, however, we've got plenty of Pokemon which put special conditions on. How about the Vileplume we looked at the other day? Vileplume, flip a coin, if heads, choose a special condition, poison, burn, sleep, or confusion, and the defending Pokemon is affected by that special condition. So that could work. Or something like a Raichu, whereby when you evolve up, they become paralyzed. And if you can, and I've said this many, many times, if you cannot one-hit KO, two-hit KO with disruption. And if you can get it rolling, yeah. I mean, certainly in a pre-release, if you come against that one person who wants to be really clever and just play a Tag Team GX with 39 energy, because no one's ever done that before, 2-2 line of this will wreck them. So let's go ahead and give this free Wassies. I think it's an interesting card. I think it's the kind of thing you want to have a play around with. I think it's the kind of thing where you want a copy or two in your binder just in case you ever pop it out at a tournament. I don't think it's going to set the world on fire. I don't think it's going to be the new meta. But I do think we can have some fun with this one. So please do let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Go nuts! But please do remember the rule, ladies and gentlemen. Be nice, would you? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do please make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about games that don't even have Pokemon in them. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.